Hello friends, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at our tanker stocks for Tanker Talks. Apologies for that. Anyway, we're looking at some of our tanker stocks. We're going to start with TK on the daily time frame. So TK on the daily has our low at 311. Support under that is $2.84. That was correct. I was right the first time. Let's get rid of that second little entry there. What I'm interested in here is the fact that we have a conclusive low, and now we have to contend with multiple EMAs of resistance on the daily time frame. A lot of work for the bulls to get over top of there. We can see those converging into a center point of resistance, and it's going to end up basically over the next couple of days right against that 344 area of resistance. Now the tightening range here tells me that we have more clarity on the 4-hour time frame. Now here was that big hourly 4-hour downtrend. We changed the hourly trend over here. Now we got daily resistance at 344, and right above that we also have 4-hour resistance at 350, which is a nice happy little number. What we need to do here is have the hourly and 4-hour bulls continue their strength. We need a 4-hour higher low to be set right at the low at 319, and then we need to break 344 and 350 to the upside to lock in what has been an hourly trend change into a 4-hour trend change, which then will have us over top of that key 344 area of resistance over top of our EMAs and give us a possibility of changing the daily trend as well. So TK bulls showing up in a leisurely yet strong fashion. We are at risk of losing our hourly trend if we aren't able to follow that little path. And anything under 350 is going to be a lower high on the hourly time frame. So a lot of this comes down to, can the 4-hour bulls show the strength that the hourly bulls gave them last week for this setup, and can they continue over 350 into next week and the remainder of this week rather, to have that strength and that show of continuation. So ultimately we need these bulls over 350. Let's look at NAT on the daily time frame. A nice indecisive day on very low volume, heading into earnings later this week. When is this, May 15th? Yes, so next week it looks like. But we do have a support level to work with, 471, and plenty of time to get there on the daily time frame. We're just going to need to see more volume than we saw today. Pretty lackluster day for volume and just not a lot going on. We have resistance where, let's see, our support is 471. Our resistance is at 550, right in the middle of the pack. Let's go right to the hourly time frame, see if we can determine what is happening here. So once we zoom into the hourly, we can see that while we had an attempt at an hourly change with a 533, 449, 550, we're now back into an hourly downtrend, which is not going to give us any sort of strength or follow through that we need to see for a 4-hour trend change. So this is much weaker than our potential for TK. In fact, right now, all this is a 4-hour downtrend with a slightly higher lows, but really nothing conclusive over 471. So we have not changed the 4-hour trend. We failed to hold higher lows in each attempt, and the hourly bulls are nowhere to be found, with only slight little pops up to EMA resistance and then a fade. So right now what we need to do is see a higher low over 485, then we need to get a higher high over top of whatever the nearest resistance is on the hourly time frame. Right now rejecting from EMA 26 on the hourly time frame, and we need to get over 511. That may move down as the hourly moves down, but whatever that lower high is, that is going to be the target for the bulls to prove themselves as having upside interest. On the daily time frame, we do have a nice little support to work with right here at $7.40. I am concerned with the lack of the follow through on the bounce from this big drop. Below us, we don't have a lot in the way of support. We have $7 and no real powerful push here by the bulls. I'm kind of disappointed is the wrong word, but I would have liked to see more follow through. 817 is the current resistance on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go mark that out here. Come on, trading view technology. 817. So as long as bulls can stay above 730 on the 4-hour time frame, they have the possibility of establishing a higher low. We just lost the hourly uptrend with this big drop, so anything over 730 is going to give us that higher low. Then bulls really need to get over top of 817. If they fail to do that, we're going to look for continuation on the daily time frame to that 7 psychological support level. TNP, this is a pretty bearish name so far. We're seeing a Maribuzo close. We just closed underneath the low of 265. So 264 by 1 penny. Now, if we held this and tomorrow we opened above, I would consider that to be a double bottom. But right now, there's a lot of momentum following this little bit of a bounce to the downside. Now we have minimal support at 242, and then a little bit more at 237, then nothing to 170. So it really comes down to how much follow through can the bears muster at this point. No trend change on the 4-hour time frame. We're continuing our 4-hour downtrend. Resistance is going to be at our EMAs and at 292. Bears are in full control of the daily, 4-hour, and hourly time frame at this point. We really would just need to see a gradual move, a hold of that 264 level, and then a break at 295. But you know what? Every time we've tried to break to new highs and higher lows, we just lose it. So not a lot of confidence in the bulls yet. They got a lot of proving to do. SFL on the daily time frame, indecisive doji candlestick. Not a lot of clarity on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour, we are still looking for a 4-hour downtrend. We may have higher highs, but we haven't established higher lows yet. This is just choppiness and not giving me a lot of concrete data. I need to see a high over 985 and then a return to the upside on the hourly time frame. So what that would look like would be for the bulls to come down, set something over 985, and on the hourly time frame, I'm going to be looking for a trend change in this area to signify that that higher low is set, and then I would look for resistance at 1065. Can't get rid of this guy. All right, that's it. Technology's working against me today. TradingView is, well, probably part of that technological goblin that has been plaguing me for the past 48 hours. Perhaps I just need to change my mouse batteries. Anyway, if you have any questions about this or any other ticker, I'm happy to try and help you out. I want you to learn technical analysis, and I love talking about it. So give me a message in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. Have a good day, guys.